This is Bob Collects Stamps. I'm Bob, last I checked. I am back again, thank you. And this time I want to let you know a little bit about where I am, and I got another thing to talk about. Good for me. I am still not sorting very well. I'm sorting every day, and I am this far away from my 2 large gallon bags of stamps, which is about between 10 and 20,000 stamps. I am doing pretty well. That's all I got left, and it's going down a little bit. This is what I've been doing this morning. I know you can't see all of it, but that's about half of what I've been done this morning. But I want to talk a little bit about storage and what to do and what not to do. What definitely not to do. Don't do what I do, okay? Now, stamps can be stored in a number of ways. One of the most common ways that stamps are stored are in these things, glassine envelopes. Glassine is paper that has been treated in a special way to make it translucent. There are various qualities and prices. Get the little bit more expensive one, don't get the cheapest one. It's used for food. If you go to a candy store, you'll get your candy probably in a glassine envelope or glassine bag. So glassine is fine. There have been some problems listed with glassine envelopes, or noticed with glassine envelopes. It is primarily photography that has the problem. Photographs, negatives, they all have a little bit of silver in them. It's part of the photographic process. This is the old style photographs. They're developed in a dark room, etc., like that. Not new style photographs, which are printed on a printer, inkjet or laser printer. The old style photographs, the silver in them sometimes reacts to chemicals that are used to make glassine. And that can deteriorate the photograph or the negative. It doesn't always. Not all glassine is treated the same way, and not all glassine has those chemicals in it. Some people have no problem after 50 years or more of storing photographs in glassine envelopes. Some people, the photograph doesn't last 6 months. Nobody is sure why. If you need more information about storing photographs, go to a photographic site. I don't store photographs that way. So, another thing that people use to store stamps is these cards. And this is a regular card. They come with black or white backgrounds. There is a little pocket on the front, a little plastic pocket, and the stamp slips in there, and you can, if it's a black background, you can see the perforations and all that sort of stuff. Either one is good. They're a little more expensive than glassine, but they don't have the problem with the photography. So if you do both, do whichever you want. It's your collection, do what you want. However, they are a little more expensive. This is a standard size. It's called a 102 or a numbered 102. This is a standard size glassine envelope called a number 4. I use it primarily. I don't have many others because that's what fits in my index card box, because they're about 3x5 size, same as 3x5 cards. And I can use 3x5 cards as dividers, color dividers in those. I don't have a lot of them stored that way, but some of my overflow does at least get sorted that way, and these are sorted right here. I also use glassine envelopes when I'm sorting, like these stamps here. Some of these will eventually go into glassine envelopes when I'm done sorting them. For the moment, like this bag, I am using these, I'm sorting these by alphabet. So Algeria and Azerbaijan and Australia all go together in one pile for now. And this is my bag. This is back here is my where I'm sorting to at the moment. And this is my bag of stamps A. And these are all of those. Mostly Australia, because for some reason that's most of what I have. But there are a lot of other countries in here too. Let's start with A. And I will eventually, when I am done with this bag over here, which is all worldwide mixed in, I will sort these out. The bags. This is a regular oven or kitchen Ziploc bag. Not good for storing long term. I do open these almost every day when I'm sorting stamps in and out. So any gases that build up from the plastic are released into the air. They get fresh air in there almost every day. They've already had theirs today. I will sort more stamps today, but they may get more later. What I really don't recommend storing these for long term. These are during my sorting process. Once they're broken up into countries, which is the next stage of my sorting, then they will be stored in Glassine envelopes or go straight into my stock books, which are archival. And when you want to store stamps, you want to look for things that are archival. You don't want to store things in non-archival things. Now, this is a food safe bag, and because it's a food safe bag, it means it doesn't leach chemicals, at least often, or in the short term. So a few weeks in this is not going to cause too many problems, especially because I'm opening it regularly and letting the air in and out, and the gases that accumulate inside are dispersed, minimized, etc. Not the best way to store stamps, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And I don't have a big box of huge number 10 or 15 Glassine envelopes. These are cheap and easy, so I'm using the cheap and easy. Also, I don't put really special stamps in there. My really special stamps are in here. They will be sorted separately. I'm going to use them for, like my Victorias and things like that. I'm going to use them for videos, so I'm going to scan them and then put them into Glassine envelopes. So you'll see all of those stamps eventually. You will. Now, what I will do is I'll take these and, as I said, take them, put them into Glassine. That'll be a little time storage too while I go through this entire box. And when I get, or as far as I need to get, I will do that. I've got some stamps already sorted by country. Some of them individual that I've just sorted into A's, B's, C's, etc., alphabetically by country. But these are single country things, envelopes, and the two collections, accumulations will be merged and then go into the stock books. Archival. I mentioned that word. You want things that are archival. If you use paper, you want it to be acid-free, maybe or maybe not buffered. There are some questions about whether it needs to be buffered or not. So look that up, do your own research. I, as an archivist, I have worked in doing archival storage for museums. I'll use buffer for anything 1950 or before. And that's because paper was more acidic then. Most paper now is acid-free. This is a recent development, but for older papers, you wanted a buffered one because then that buffer that helps to buffer the acid in the paper. Ways of making paper have changed, and they used to have a fair amount of acid. Now, that acid breaks down the paper over time. That's why an old book or an old newspaper, especially because they used pitiful quality of paper in newspapers, the acid in that turns the paper yellow, makes it brittle and hard to manipulate. You can't fold it or unfold it anymore without breaking the paper. It causes problems. So you want an acid-free paper. Almost all paper is acid-free, straight from the copy store or straight from Walmart or wherever you're going to get. I don't mean to give a plug to any particular business, but the big box store, wherever. So most paper can be used for album pages, and with modern papers can be used for album pages or interleaves or backings, things like that. Not cardboard, not at least unless it's specialty cardboard. You want to make sure of that, but your average shipping box cardboard is not acid free, so don't use that. Also, if you want to make sure that your sheet protectors are acid free or archival, either one. Archival is better with plastics. You want an archival. You want to acid doesn't come into play with the plastics today, but you want to make sure that it's archival quality for your sheet protectors. If you're putting album stamps in sheet protectors, which I do a lot of, and I put not only that, but I put covers in sheet protectors. I use a archival sheet protector, a acid-free archival backer cardstock, like cardstock, which helps stiffen the paper. So you open the sleeve so it doesn't mess about, doesn't fold and things like that in the album accidentally. But that's what you want. And you want anything you want. If it says archival, it's acid free, probably buffered, at least as far as paper is concerned. You want, if you, and acid free and archival are different. You want to make sure look those up. Well, for plastics and for paper and things like that, I encourage you to use Google. Just say archival materials. You'll get some shopping things. You'll get some, with links to Amazon. You'll get, and who else knows who else. But you want to look up the definitions of archival and acid-free paper for your own edification, knowledge, and so you know it better than I know it. But you want to do the same with glue. You want to do the same with photo corners. If you put photo corners for your covers or sheets or mini sheets, you want to use all that stuff. What else do I have that I need to tell you about? Probably nothing. You know it all. I don't know it all. I know I don't know it all. But I want to show you one thing that I did this morning that I want to make sure that you understand. When you pick up a stamp and it says Deutsches Democratic Republic on it, don't put it in your pile of N stamps. Sheesh. I just noticed that. It's going back in Germany. That's it for now. I think it is. So, here's what you got to do. Remember, don't listen to anybody else's rules except have fun, take care of yourself, and take care of your stamps. Peace out. Yeah, it's stolen.